Across Alamo Ranch, neighbors here are on watch. As the sun sets in this neighborhood, statistics show that car break-ins and burglaries, they're common in this part of Bexar County.
Yeah, one concern people in Alamo Ranch have is how many Bexar County Sheriff's deputies are actually patrolling this neighborhood. So we reached out to the Sheriff's Department and asked them that question. How many patrolmen do they have out here? How many deputies? And are they planning on assigning more?
Let's take a look at how Bexar County responded with that. BCSO told us that it has deputies patrolling the unincorporated parts of Bexar County for a 24-hour period, and deputies work 8-hour shifts, including in Alamo Ranch. They said, though, they cannot give specific times and numbers for security purposes.
Our Avery Everett joins us now, and this is a very real concern. And Avery, I know that you've talked to a family who spent thousands of dollars trying to deal with this problem.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when it comes to these car break-ins and burglaries, they're just about everywhere in the county. But here in Alamo Ranch, it's a big issue. And some of those neighbors say they're trying to take action into their own hands.
You're going to want to cover your ears.
From the sound alone, it may seem like Alamo Ranch has active tracks. But there is no train crossing through this part of Bexar County. That's the sound of Travis Albert's truck.
It's stupid, but it's like every time it happens, I try to do something different.
This horn is a homemade solution to a serious issue across the neighborhood: car burglaries and car break-ins.
Every time that there's been, someone's tried to steal it or try to break into it, I've tried to learn something from it.
The Albert family has seen more than 5 break-in attempts to their Ford F-150 in the past couple of years. This video is just one of those attempts, showing 2 people trying to cut the alarm of the Albert's truck.
It's an upgraded alarm. He's always had an alarm.
If my battery ever dies, I'll have to break a window to get into my truck because there's no way to get in anymore.
They've spent thousands of dollars.
And it just locks to the brake.
Trying to protect their property.
It takes something away from you, and that insecurity can never be replaced.
And they're not alone in Alamo Ranch.
We average, honestly, about 3 to 4 vehicles a week that come in for break-ins.
In just 2 months of business at Alamo Ranch Collision, owner Jose Trevino says fixing vehicles after a break-in is becoming more frequent.
It's the same repair every single time. It's very frustrating because you never know if you're next.
And with car part shortages across the country, it could even contribute to longer delays.
When you have such a high volume of the same parts being ordered, they just couldn't keep up with the manufacturing of those pieces.
This concern about vehicle break-ins is a common one across the San Antonio area. Over September of this year, SAPD reported these 5 vehicles as the most stolen vehicles across the city. Hyundais, Fords, and Kias all on the list.
It's not our area, it's the city of San Antonio and parts of Texas.
With a Ford of their own, the Alberts are hoping new technology minimizes their truck as a target.
I moved it up here so that they couldn't just reach in.
A fix for now, but any feeling of security is far from returning anytime soon.
You wonder, where is your safe place?
So I reached out to the Bexar County Sheriff's Department just to see how common this is across the county. So in July of this year, there are more than 200 vehicle burglaries across the county. More than 40 of those were here in Alamo Ranch neighborhoods. Big percentage, yeah.
Avery, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Now, Alamo Ranch is one of Bexar County's fastest growing areas. So VIA wants to build a park and ride facility here.
They have already chosen a location, but our Daniela Ibarra explains that neighbors told her it is unneeded and certainly unwanted.
Tucked away in the heart of Alamo Ranch is a haven.
We like the wildlife. We have rabbits. We have deer.
The woods behind Jenny Charbonneau's home give her peace and privacy.
We invested good money in these houses when we bought them.
Soon, that investment and the growth of the greenery could be stunted. Last year, VIA picked this 16-acre plot of land near Alamo Ranch Parkway and Lone Star Parkway to build its new park and ride facility. VIA says the design plans aren't finalized, and neither are the plans for service.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I've gotten mixed reviews, but mostly people are frustrated that they chose the place where they chose.
It's just going to destroy it.
Ginny's neighbor, Celeste Cunningham, agrees.
Most of the owners here have vehicles, and so I don't think there's much of need for the VIA transportation.
VIA says it believes Alamo Ranch needs a park and ride facility because of its rapid growth.
Whoever's going to ride their buses is not going to be from this area. They're going to come in from somewhere else.
I don't know if that could cause for more potential bad products like burglaries or car thefts or any break-ins or anything like that.
We want VIA to sit down with us to talk about Ginny and Celeste's concerns. A spokeswoman refuses to make anyone available, insisting we send our questions via email. Since the start of the year, VIA says it's working with residents, neighborhood associations, and the county to make sure people know about the plans and are able to give feedback. But Ginny says she feels like VIA doesn't want to listen.
Excuse my French, they don't give a damn.
Ginny and other neighbors say they didn't get a say, and they're right. VIA says its board decides where to build new facilities. With design plans still in the works, Ginny says there's time to change.
Go somewhere else. Just, there are better places.
Better look at where this project is being planned. You can see how it's surrounded by businesses and homes. And VIA, they say that this could actually be used as a parking pool. The system as a whole could be used as a parking pool, and this could mean a completely different service could be recommended for this Alamo Ranch facility.
There's a lot of frustration when you talk to neighbors here, though, Daniela. They don't feel like VIA is listening to them, and they think part of it is because Alamo Ranch is in the county, and VIA gets their sales tax increases through a city vote. So they don't feel like VIA is listening to their concerns, and they also wonder, why not put this, instead of in the middle of the neighborhood, on 1604, or someplace where a park and ride maybe makes more sense.
Yeah, this is super frustrating for them. I know one of them mentioned even the stadium lights that would be out there. I mean, it would shine right into their bedroom window.
Yeah.
Certainly. All right, Daniela, thank you. We'll see what happens with that.
All right, as we continue here, we have been delving into a lot of different issues in the Alamo Ranch area. Over the last half hour, we've learned how Alamo Ranch started, what some of the major issues are here. But there's another story that's unique to this area. What exactly makes up Alamo Ranch?
Oh, no two answers to that question are the same. Maybe you have your own thoughts on this. Well, when we come back, we are putting your knowledge to the test.
Welcome back to Tripoli's here in the heart of Alamo Ranch. And you know, every neighborhood has its pros and cons.
Sure.
But how about something puzzling?
There is a big question here that is a real source of debate. What are the boundaries of Alamo Ranch? Where does it stop? Where does it start? Turns out getting an answer is not so easy.
We are in Alamo Ranch proper as we speak.
So where exactly is that?
I think what I think is Alamo Ranch is from Westwood Loop to Tally, from Calabria, the inside of Calabria, to Wiseman.
We found out it kind of depends on who you ask.
From 1604, going west.
That one neighborhood that connects right here is San Antonio.
Maybe 1604 to as far as, I don't know, Potranco.
Well, not just west, but maybe northwest of here.
They have dubbed the far west side as being Alamo Ranch, and they're really not one and the same.
Alamo Ranch is in Bexar County's jurisdiction, not the city of San Antonio. The city did look at possibly annexing Alamo Ranch back in 2015. In fact, it was listed as a priority area for annexation. Back then, the city was looking at an area west of Westwood Loop and Lone Star Parkway, stretching south of Wiseman, west to Tally Road, and north to Calabria. That annexation didn't happen. Today, the city says it has no plans to annex Alamo Ranch. Bexar County has a loose definition of the boundaries. They're based on the original plot of land submitted to the county for development. That was back in 2004, and it's no secret Alamo Ranch has exploded since then. But in the interest of comparison, those boundaries are...
Generally speaking, it's going to be an area bounded on the north by FM 471, on the south by Potranco Road, and on the east by 1604.
When it comes to Bexar County providing services for Alamo Ranch, the boundaries don't make a difference.
Everything in unincorporated Bexar County is handled by our service centers, regardless of the boundaries set up by the plats or the master development plans. It's all unincorporated Bexar County, and we treat it all the same.
For the boundaries of Alamo Ranch to become something official, the neighborhood will have to either be annexed or become its own municipality.
Looks like for now, this will stay a source of neighborly debate.
They used to use SeaWorld as kind of a landmark place to talk about. I'm like, oh, I'm out there by SeaWorld, but now it's just, oh, I'm in Alamo Ranch, but they could be talking about anywhere really between Petrinko and Galm Road.
If it keeps on expanding the way it is, there's just no stopping it.
All right, it will stay a question, but we know the answer to this. No matter where you were today, it was a beautiful fall day across our area.
Absolutely. Our Adam Caskey has been out and about on what's been an interesting night for him. He did have to deal with some sprinklers just a moment ago. Adam?
And we're going to show you some of the ingenuity of our crack crew here coming up in a little bit, along with talk about our next cold front that hits on Monday, what it means for next week, because it will affect the Thanksgiving holiday. See you in a few minutes. And welcome back to wonderful Alamo Ranch. You know, we mentioned earlier we had some obstacles to overcome here just on the technical side of things. We did discover the watering day here is Wednesday. Now you may be thinking, wait a minute, watering 7 to 11, but the time change cut them a little slack. Time change definitely changed that a bit, but we found a new use for traffic cones on a live shot. Did I get you, Gavin? Woo-hoo! Look at the reach on these babies, man. They got some range too. Oh. Good green zoysia. It was hard to find those in advance because we knew that zone was going to change. We just didn't know when. It was on the fly. All right, let's talk about our weather headlines going forward. So it's going to be cool out there. We've got mornings in the 50s, afternoons in the 70s, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons. The next cold front arrives by Monday. At that point, it's a transition day and it's going to set the stage for cooler and gusty conditions as we get into next week, and just overall cooler conditions as we get into Thanksgiving. Let's talk about the winds with that front, because they'll be howling by Monday, especially later in the day through Monday night and into Tuesday. I know we're talking far away here, but something to prepare for and plan for. Not much of a breeze up until then through the weekend. By Monday, our winds are gusting. Models saying 34 miles per hour. I'm thinking even closer to 40 miles per hour. It's the big barreling upper level low over the Pacific that's headed eastward, headed inland. It's going to move into the central part of the country and really be the dominant feature across the lower 48 for the early part of next week. So look at our temperature trend. 70s all for highs all the way through Monday. Then we drop back down to 60 degrees for the high temperature on Tuesday. So a noticeable front, but not a big Arctic front that's going to cause a freeze or anything. Here's the KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m. right at 50, long sleeves. But notice by 10 a.m. we're already at 64. Noon we're at 70 degrees, and then a high temperature of 77 at 4 p.m. That's in San Antonio, 75 in Seguin, and 77 for the high in Bandera. Notice that temperature drop with that cold front. We're talking a morning temperature on Wednesday right near 40 degrees. So that means some upper 30s in the hill country. And then Thanksgiving, as of now, still looking sunny. Morning in the lower 40s, afternoon in the 60s. Beautiful weather to take that long walk after the big Thanksgiving dinner outside. That's the latest outside here. I'll be heading back inside to Tripoli's next. We'll see you then.
That traffic cone is genius.
It is.
That is
Good
amazing.
Thinking. Good thinking out there by our crew, that's for sure. All right, we have more Know My Neighborhood coming up.
And we're going to go over your 60-second recap as well. A look at headlines when we come back.
Today's been all about Alamo Ranch, but we want to get you to today's top stories as well. The man accused of shooting 3 SAPD officers in August on the city's west side has been indicted. Jesse Garcia has been indicted on several charges, including 3 counts of aggravated assault of a peace officer. Garcia is still being held in jail without bond.
The autopsy report for a man shot and killed by San Antonio police last year has now been released. That autopsy for Kevin Johnson shows he was shot 12 times, 8 of them in the back. He was shot during a foot chase with 3 officers on the west side in March of 2022. The release of that report comes after a grand jury decided not to indict 3 SAPD officers in connection with Johnson's death.
The city hosting its first ever gun buyback program on Sunday at the Alamo Dome. The program being hosted by District 9 City Councilman John Courage.
Gun owners will be able to turn in up to 20 weapons and get $50 to $300 worth of HEB gift cards for each one. We have more details on that on KSAT12. And that's your 60-second recap. We'll be right back. That does it for this edition of Know My Neighborhood Alamo Ranch. We want to thank the owner, all the staff here at Tripoli's for letting us use this beautiful space, and also for everybody in this community who helped us and let us share their stories.
For opening up, really. And Hueda and everybody here at Tripoli's has done a great job. Next, we head to Dignity Hill. That will be next month, and we're already working on the new year. If you would like your neighborhood to be part of Know My Neighborhood, send me an email at spreeser@ksat.com. For Myra, for Adam, for Jesse, for Avery, for Daniela, for Billy, for Priscilla, for Sean, for Emmy Award winner Andrew Wilson, and Garrett, thanks for joining us. We'll see you.